Alright, so I got a weird one for you guys. So this is a Lenovo IdeaPad 5, 15ITL05. Okay, so on this model, it's not turning on at all. It's powered by USB-C, but as you can see, there's a port here, okay, but there's no hole here. So the weird thing is, this is actually a charge port, okay? And what's going on is, let me show you. I'm actually going to power it with this USB-C brick, okay? So I have this battery pack here that when I plug stuff in, it tells me how much voltage and amperage is going out. So if I plug this into the USB-C, you can see it's starting at 5 volts, okay? And then it just dies, all right? So let me show you here right now. I'm going to open this up, okay, slowly, carefully. And I'm going to push the power button and look, you see, nothing is happening, okay? Nothing at all right? Now, I have this special little adapter here, which lets me plug in like a regular Lenovo. I have all these different little adapters. The only thing is you have to make sure, I think this goes to 20 volts no matter what. So keep that in mind, all right? So I plug this adapter on. Immediately you can see it's going to 20 volts. Oops, sorry. I don't know if you saw that. It was showing 20 volts and 0 amps. But other than that, it's doing nothing, okay? So 20 volts, 0 amps. Oh, give me a second. Let me close the door because the dogs are barking too loud. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyways, as you can see, I actually removed all the screws from this. So I actually did a video showing like all the little components, but I removed all the screws that were holding down the motherboard, okay? So you can see I can kind of lift this up. The only thing is this headphone jack kind of protrudes out. So you kind of actually have to either completely lift this whole thing sideways, which if you do that, then you have to disconnect all these little cables, so it's a lot of work, very annoying. Or, okay, or you have to kind of flex this so it bows up this way. Just be careful not to flex it too far. The other thing, you want to pull this casing out a little bit to help with it, okay? So pull this out, and then you go kind of towards here. You can see we're kind of bowing it upwards, all right? And as you can see, now it kind of went up a little, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. It's gonna be hard to put this back, keep that in mind, because it's gonna be a lot harder to flex this out this way when you're doing it the opposite. Okay, so you can see now we have this whole thing up, okay? We have access to this original Lenovo charge port style. So, you remember this thing. Now we're gonna go ahead and plug it in, okay? With this little adapter. So you'll see, once I plug this in, okay, oops, I need to raise the board a little higher, okay. Let me see, I gotta pull it up with one hand, okay. So I'll raise that up, plug this in. Let's see if y'all see it. Okay, right now you can see nothing is happening, okay. I don't know if you can tell. So I'm gonna move this over to the side so I have more room, so I can leave that there and you can see. All right, we're gonna open the laptop and I'm gonna press the power button again, okay, ready? Clicked it, you can see this blue light, you can see this is showing 20 volts, 1 amp, and it's turning on. So yeah, that's crazy to think the USB-C port is dead, it's not letting it get any power, but this, it's working. So we're gonna turn this back off, okay? And what we're gonna have to do now, we're gonna have to actually drill a hole here for this. So let's see how we can do this, because you have to be very careful since that port is there, right? If you drill a hole, you have to be careful. You don't want to actually drill through and then drill into this piece. And also you're gonna get all that metal powder dust. So what we gotta do, we're gonna press and hold the power button. We're gonna actually have to pull the whole motherboard out. Usually you hold the power button for about 15 seconds to drain any residual power. You'll get to see now how all the screws kind of, well, go in because I'll have to put it back later. But I'm gonna unflip this. Excuse me. I'm gonna just pull everything out and not really do a close-up tutorial. If you want to see how to disconnect these kinds of connections and stuff, you can watch a few of my other videos. I show this on a lot of my stuff because these are very common like connections, okay? So I'm gonna wiggle this connector and pull that out. Wow, it's kind of stuck in there really strong, so I gotta, okay, keep wiggling it, and there we go. right? And we're just gonna move that to the side. Oh, that's actually kind of dusty, so we are gonna have to clean that up. I'm gonna have to get the toothbrush, I think, to brush it better because it's kind of gross here. Okay. All right, so let me go get the toothbrush. I'm gonna brush this stuff off a little bit better, but we can go ahead and disconnect all these cables. Well, I'll clean the dust out after I remove the whole board. Okay, I'm gonna grab the blue tab, lift it slightly and pull it back. Hopefully everything else on this computer works okay and it's just the power issue. All right, I'm gonna lift, this one has a lot of adhesive here. If you want to make it a little easier to pull that adhesive out, you can put some isopropyl alcohol in there underneath, and it'll slowly work its way under and you can peel that out. I'm going to try and remove it without. There we go. Okay, and this cable, the LCD LVDS, very important that you open the laptop and press and hold the power button before disconnecting all these things, because this one has a lot of voltage and you can actually fry the connections here, okay, if you're not careful and you didn't drain the power. I'm going to grab this and just wiggle that connection out, pull this out, and then the last speaker here, kind of wiggle and pull that out. All right, now we got everything. I think we're going to carefully lift this up, and normally you would lift it like that and then slide it out that way. So if you want to do it the difficult way, you can do that, and then yeah, so now you can see where the little screw mounts are. That shows where it lines up, and we're basically just gonna have to drill a hole through the center of this. If you want, you can drill the hole bigger than that. That way you can make sure that whatever you plug in, it's gonna fit. Okay, so I got all these little drill bits. We're gonna start with the smallest, and then we're gonna work our way to a bigger one that will kind of fit the screw hole. Let's see, or fit the charge port. Let me see, is that too? That's too small. So I'm probably going to use one size up or the next one. This one is a 5/32. I don't know what the millimeters is of that, but I guess you'll have to do a Google conversion. Sorry, I don't have a metric drill bit set. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, and let's see here. So, oh, let me double check one more time here. So that should be good, especially since it's gonna drill a little bit bigger than the size of the drill bit. This is almost perfectly the size. If you're wondering what's on the bottom, that's on the bottom of the motherboard. There's no replaceable RAM or anything on this. Only the SSD is replaceable. Let's see, what else did I need? Let me check with the charger tip since we have that. Okay, so here's the charger tip, and just make sure that's about the same size. Okay. Again, when you drill, it's going to actually be bigger than the drill bit, so keep that in mind, but at the same time, it's a little bit difficult to line it up exactly, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we got this drill bit. Probably gonna have to use like a vacuum or something to clean this out. I'm gonna undo the wireless antennas here so I can actually stand this thing up sideways. It'll be easier that way. Okay, all right, so we're gonna stand this up sideways. I don't know what you'll be able to see because I do need to drill this and the stuff might get in my way. So yeah, oops, sorry, that's what I thought. Oh, I just noticed that thing's all bent there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to, let me see if I can somehow start this and then I'll show you guys, because I don't know if I can do it with the camera in that way. Let's see here. I think that's about centered. All right, so I don't know what you can see. You probably can't see anything, but I'm gonna drill a hole in there. Okay, let me move that out of the way because it's gonna drill a hole and then, or the drill's probably hitting the camera. There we go. Okay, so you can see we drilled a little hole there. And this material, this is actually metal, so yeah. All right, one thing you can take note of is this little thing there. That's the center. So I actually drilled it a little bit off center. I need to go more to the left. I guess if we don't line it up right, we're gonna have to just use a bigger drill bit, because since I already drilled that hole, it's not like I can change where it is. So I'm gonna drill with the bigger drill bit now, and yeah, I mean, you get the idea. You know what drilling is, so I'm gonna try and drill sideways a little diagonally. Okay, so now we got a hole. Sorry, we got a hole there. I need to clean up all these little metal filings because I don't want this to get into the computer. So let me go grab a vacuum. I'm gonna vacuum it up and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. So I did also like tap this a little to make sure any filings got removed. Here you can see what the hole looks like. I wonder if I should smoothen it out a little bit, or just, let's see, will it plug in okay? So we have the plug. Let's try. And you can see it plugs in nicely. Okay, so we should be okay. And we'll close that up. All right, so if the hole lines up right, then we should be good. So let's go ahead now and see about getting the motherboard back in, and then we'll test the alignment. So go ahead and grab this. Again, if you want to make it easier, you can just drill the hole really big, but I want to try and not make the hole too big. Okay, so we're going to try and get this side in first, like that. Make sure these cables all end up back on top. But first thing we're going to do is check the alignment. You can see it looks good. So I think we should be okay. Let me check this, see if we can plug it in. Uh-oh, I'm wrong. I was wrong. It looked okay, but it's way off. I don't know if you can see that. We need to go way further over there. Yeah, that was, I should have known because the little pilot hole was off. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and drill this some more. I'll be back because I'm going to drill it more, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we're going to have to test it again. I just tilted it like this, put the drill in, and then was pulling it down off the edge of my desk to try and move the hole over slightly, but I don't know, I think it went up this way instead. Let's go ahead and put the board in again and see. We'll do another test fit. Okay, that's in. I'm going to do it without anything plugged in just in case there's metal filings. And no, I need to take a look at this again. Yeah, we need it to go more towards the screen and that way. So let's go ahead. I'm going to drill it some more. This is going to take a while to find the right spot. All right, I'll be back. All right, I had to run the drill laying down this way and then pulling on it, and that helped it go more sideways. I guess the rotating of the bit was making it go to the right on its own. So yeah, tilting it up wasn't necessary. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this in and test it again. Hopefully we got it right. Here we go. This, and okay. And seems like it might be too high because when I push this in, it lifts the thing up. So we're gonna have to drill it further down. All right, so I guess the hole's just gonna be widened all around. I'll be back. All right, we're back. Let's go ahead and try one last time, I think. I think this is probably it. Going in again at an angle. Lower it down. Okay, oops. Okay, make sure it goes over that little raised post there. Okay, I'm gonna hold that down, and yes, we can perfectly fit that in. Okay, so now we just gotta put all of this back together. Make sure all these cables end up back on top, which is a bit painful to do because they decided to sandwich them and then use adhesive to hold it down. Very annoying design in my opinion. Okay, And the hardest one is this cable. All right, so get that all lined up. Make sure that's good. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and just get all these screws in. So we have the screws going all down the side here. Okay. Sadly, I couldn't make it perfectly round a drill, but I think it should be good. Okay. All right. This guy here. All right. Then we gotta get all of these back in. Sorry if I'm not getting everything in view. Hopefully, if you're doing this, you have enough experience from watching a bunch of my other videos or from working on stuff already on your own. So hopefully this isn't like your first attempt at taking apart or working on a computer. Anyways, we'll flip that latch down, make sure that latches up, get this in. Okay, make sure that's in. Actually, this cable's not doing anything because they're not using the hard drive slot, but we'll just put it in anyways. Okay, get that in, make sure, latch that down, keyboard. Okay, and then flip that latch, make sure that's up. This in, alright, latch that down. Okay, speaker. Get that in. Make sure if you're replacing the speakers that you do it with the side that has the metal pins exposed. This side's like completely filled plastic. All right, so make sure you do it with the metal pins exposed, faced up. All right, get this connector back in. Line it all up. Click it down. Get that in. All right, good thing I tried this because I made a video and I said it's completely dead, it's not doing anything, it must be the motherboard that's dead, which technically the USB-C port is part of the motherboard, so if you replace the motherboard it would fix the problem. But since it has this port, might as well use it, right? Alright, let me get a toothbrush to clean this real quick. I'll be back. I'll clean it and then I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, cleaned it. Let's get this in as well. Something's burning. I'm gonna have to check outside because there's a strong burning smell going on. So give me a second. I'll be back because I don't know what's burning and I don't want to get burned alive. All right, I don't know what's burning, but anyways, let's go ahead and reassemble this thing. Okay, so we got this wire here. I don't know if it matters what's on top. It shouldn't, as long as you have enough slack, but I think it was the black one on top and the black one on the outside when you go through these little loops here. Okay, so I'm gonna put it back that way. All right. All right, so we got the black wire to the black arrow. Line this up, and then click it down, and the gray to the white. Line it up and click it down. All right, there we go. We'll get the SSD in at an angle. Get that pushed in. This goes down. This gets screwed in. Okay, I think we got everything reconnected, right? Make sure everything's good. We had this one screw, I think was right here. Sorry, I took them off before I started recording, so I hope I'm getting these right. Alright, let's see. We had the battery. Get that in, line it up. Pinch that in. Perfect. Okay. The two battery screws here. This one. Oops. This one down here. And then this one over here. Okay, I think we have this silver screw here. The black screw up here for the battery. And then I think we had one other black screw here with the fan. All right, because the 3 screws here, and then we have one on either side here, and then we have these 4 down here. Hopefully no screws are missing. Actually, this is missing 1 screw here, so I'm wondering if something was rolling around and shorted in there, because M2L3. So this is M2L5 and this is L3. So the L is like the length, so 3. Let me see if I have another replacement screw that matches this. That's too long. Let me see if I have some similar screws. This one's similar. It's wider on top, but it should do the job. Okay. Yeah, that screw was missing, so I wonder where it was inside the laptop, actually. Okay, I think there's no more missing screws here. So we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and put the bottom cover back on. I'm going to zoom it out a little more. Sorry I didn't do the disassembly part. Again, I do have another video showing opening the bottom cover and everything. So if you're trying to figure out how to remove the bottom cover, I do have a video showing that. But not all the screws I took out from the motherboard, but you saw how I put it back. So basically do that in reverse if you're trying to copy this tutorial to drill a hole in your laptop. All right, and these things are weird. You kind of have to push in that way as you clip it. You can hear it. All right, let's go ahead now and get back all those screws. The screws on the bottom here are T5 or Torx 5. The ones on the inside are PH1 or JIS1. Okay. All right. So get all these screws back in. And we should be good to go. I hope the battery charges up with that USB-C thing. Or not the USB-C, with the regular charger, the Lenovo. If you're wondering what you need, it's a 20-volt Lenovo charger. And the amperage, let me check here real quick. 20 volts, does it show? Usually it will show on the bottom here somewhere. 20 volt, 3.25 amps. So as long as your charger is at least 3.25 amps, you should be okay. You can use a more powerful one, but usually 20 volt. This one wants a 20 volt, 3.25 amps for the max. All right. And usually this Lenovo charger is like a little square that plugs into the outlet, and then the cable comes out from there. It's not like the usual laptop chargers where there's a cable and then the brick in between and then another cable going out to the laptop. All right, so let's go ahead now and test this out and see what we got. So we drilled the hole. You can see we have access to the charge port. I know it's not evenly drilled out, but it should do the job. Okay, so we got this. Okay, we'll put on the little adapter. And you can see it's already starting up, 20 volts, and then it's 0 amps, so we gotta plug this in. Plug that in, you can see the blue light there. Okay, 20 volts right now, 1.2, 2.8 amps. Okay, and it's auto starting itself, I think. Because I do hear the fan, and I do see the keyboard's lit up. I don't know if you can see it on there, but the keyboard, oh, no, the keyboard light turned off. Okay, it's still 20 volts, 2.8 amps. So hopefully that means, okay, now it dropped to 0.8. Now it's 2.6 amps, 2.5. Oh, it's starting up. There you go. So we are good to go. This video or this repair actually worked. That's awesome. Good thing I gave it a shot. I was messaging the customer and then they said, give it a try. And I said, okay. And we're good. You can see their desktop actually showed up. So we're good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. It's actually August, not July. The date and time got reset because I actually reset the BIOS battery. But yeah, I don't think the USB-C port is going to work anymore. It does show that the battery's charging, so we should be good. Although the battery has been sitting dead for a while, so I don't know. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you can't help out that way, watch a few of my other videos, like and comment as well. because that's what the algorithm likes to see. And other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye. One thing I forgot to mention for this, to determine if this might be a fix, is if you were using the computer and you had the USB-C port plugged in and you still saw the battery draining. If that was happening, then there's a probably 99% chance, probably 100% chance that making this pluggable will fix your issue. The only thing, make sure don't take shortcuts. You do need to pull the motherboard out. If you just drill straight through, you're going to damage the charge port, so don't just do that, all right? Anyways, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.